Hi guys, so today I'm actually going to show you how to make this skull tee. It's really easy, a beginner level craft kind of thing. It takes under 30 minutes. So let's get started. What I have is actually just a piece of card and a old shirt that I'm turning inside out right now. Everything's fast forward because overall this took me about 30 minutes, but obviously you guys don't want to watch 30 minutes of just this boringness. Anyway, like I just did, I just turned it inside out and put the card on the inside of the actual thing to give it a good backing so that I could be able to cut and draw easily, and also probably not cut through the other side of the shirt. I'm actually marking out the corners now. This is about like where I want it. It's just a general placement idea of where I'm going to draw the skull, and I'm using Taylor's chalk, which is just like cloth chalk, but you could use a pencil or pen, anything really, because we're doing it on the inside, so it won't be seen on the outside anyway. I'm folding it in like this so you can get a bit of tautness, so then when I actually draw cut on it, then it will be a lot easier to do. Yeah. These type of shirts are really popular right now, especially in Urban Outfitters where they're actually sold for about 39 bucks, but I find it's easy, super easy, and anyone can do it, so it would be really fun to do this, and you'll save 39 bucks. You only have to pay for the price of old shirt, and usually everyone has an old shirt they can just use at home anyway, so you wouldn't really even be paying anything. So I'm drawing just really lightly, a draft about where I'm going to put the stuff. It's not a detailed drawing yet, just placement. Because the expression of the skull is pretty important. Well, to me it is, but I don't know, you could do anything really. Make sure you keep checking on if you have a reference picture, but I didn't, so I just freehanded it. But if you are not good at that stuff, then you should probably just look at the Urban Outfitters one, just Google an image about it. As you can see, I've just drawn a lot of different markings because I've made a few mistakes. But because I've done it really light, then when I do the final one, I can tell which one's going to be the one where I need to actually cut because I've done it really light. I'm just drawing the mouth now, and this part's pretty easy. A good tip is to not make the shred parts of the teeth, the nose and the eyes not too thin, because it will be really hard to cut it out, and also it could just tear or shred so it disappears in the shower. I mean, not in the shower, when it gets washed, my bad. So yeah, here's my kind of semi-finished draft of what I'm doing. So I'm actually marking out the actual shapes I'm going to cut, whereas before it was just more of a stencil kind of rough draft. Yeah, I'm marking out the second phase, and then I'm folding this back because I'm ready to start cutting, but here I am doing the final actual drawing, and see, I've drawn it a lot darker so I can actually tell which parts I'm cutting up and which parts I'm not. But yeah, once you fold the shirt back into it, it'll be a lot easier because it's really taut. I'm just going to spend the next few parts of the video just cutting this. It's fast forward really quickly because this took the most amount of time. You want to be really careful when you're cutting, say, the slit parts, my bad, the slit parts like what I'm doing now, because they are really thin, so you could just, if you snip it a bit wrong, it could just cut the whole part off and it would just be like an epic face palm. Anyway, yeah, I've actually done this really slow and it's fast forward, so I'd advise you to take your time and just go really slow. Obviously you don't want to watch that so it's quickened, but I actually did do this at a really slow pace. You probably can't tell how slow it was, but it was depressingly slow. What I'd say is start with the part that's going to be the hardest to cut, because you'll have the most tension, because the cloth will be intact. So I'm starting with the center parts, the liney parts. Is anyone else having a Regina George Mean Girls revenge moment here with the two holes in the chest area? Luckily, I've seen a lot of guys do that at the back, but at the front, to put the skull at the front, and I think that looks so cool. Except for girls, it would really look like the Regina George thing. Anyway, moving on to the nose. This part I'm not really fussed about. To be honest, I just freehanded everything, but if you really want it to look really nice, you could probably draw a stencil or get a copy off the internet and just kind of like trace onto the sheet, but I've just randomly did it, so there's no real meaning. I want it to be a bit more messy, hence my lines aren't really straight. But if you want it to last longer, you probably should cut in very perfect lines so the seam, the edging doesn't get too shredded easily. I want it to go for a bit grungier look. This is a mouth part and it actually took me the longest. This is fast forward so quickly because it took me so long. I had to be really careful because of the individual slit parts are really difficult to cut, and I was really afraid that I would just snip through one of it and it would ruin the whole thing. So yeah, be careful for this part. It's probably the hardest part. It took me about 15 minutes out of the half an hour that it took to actually make this shirt. And yeah, I'm just cutting a tiny bit at a time. As you can tell, you just cut the smallest snip, then cut a smaller part, and keep cutting it so it's a bigger and bigger part instead of just cutting the whole thing at once, and that will make it more safe, I guess, and you'll have less chance of screwing it up. I'm almost finished cutting the top row, and my method of cutting is actually, I think this is pretty important. Sorry I didn't mention this before. I cut the center ones and then I cut the equivalent on the other side, so you don't just cut from left to right because you would possibly get it uneven. So I've actually, can you see how I'm cutting like the first two? And then I don't just cut everything from left to right. I cut from the center and move out on either side, so then I can kind of get symmetry going, even though it's not really symmetrical. It's kind of deliberately not symmetrical. Yeah. This is pretty boring. I'm just cutting it now, basically. The light suddenly changed. I have no idea why. I think my camera's a bit weird. Yeah, so this is the final stage when I'm almost done, and basically I'm just checking what it looks like, and if I don't mind. So this is just a check, and if it's wrong, like it is for mine, I'm just redoing the mouth part because I didn't really like it. But if you don't really care, then that's fine. You don't have to like do it twice or 3 times. But I'm doing it so then the strips are a bit more thin, so it does give a bit of a better shredded effect. I'm not sure if you can hear my sister singing in the background, but that's really awkward if you can. Yeah, I cut extra teeth on the other side because I wanted a larger mouth. It just felt a bit more to proportion and to scale. A tip I have for this, which I probably don't have time to say later, is you actually should pull vertically so the shreds seem like more shreddy. So for them to appear more thin and like kind of like a real shred, tug against them like vertically so they stretch out that way. So this is what I was wearing. I just shoved it over to have a good look, but you can add this to any outfit just to give it a more of a grungy, bit more edgy look. But yeah, basically wearing it over a skater skirt, and I'm sorry you can't really see it because it's black on, it's navy on black, but yeah, that's what I wore it with. This is probably how I actually wear it in summer, or usually if it's not too cold I just go bareback, and yes, this is me awkwardly dancing because I don't know what to do instead of just standing there. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you guys make one, please send me a picture or a video or something because I'm really interested. You can do the back in a lot of different ways. You can cut the neckline or the arm line, but I've just done this basic one because it's the first time. But thanks for watching and bye!